And to do it, relax, because you can start with already purchased puff pastry that you get in your grocery store. And you roll it out into a sheet like this. And remember, when you're talking about pastry, you're talking cold. So if you have a marble board, you want to put that in the refrigerator and get it cold, and then roll your pastry over the marble board. That will help you retain the shape and keep the pastry cold. So here is a sheet of puff pastry dough right from the grocery store. And all I did was roll it out so it was an even thickness. Now we're going to make these in little tart shells, so I want to make sure that I have the right cut. So here is my tart shell, and you see this has a little removable bottom. This is about a 4.5-inch tart shell. And you want to spray them with a little bit of butter spray or a little bit of olive oil if you want to, and then just set them aside. And now we have to use a template to cut the dough. So you can either use something like this, which is just a piece of cardboard, and make a template, and you want to make sure that you make that larger than the shell, or you could just take a bowl and do that. Make a circle to fit. Now, how easy is this? So if you didn't want to make puff pastry, which I admit is a long, long process, this is the next best thing. And then you take them and you fit them, you see, right in your shell, just like that. Pinch down those edges. And for this particular savory tart, we're going to put a filling in and bake everything together. The shell does not get baked first and then the filling. So pinch the edges along your shell. I'll do one more for you. And with a puff pastry like this, you could probably get about 8 of these 4-inch shells. And then you need something to thicken. So there are 2 eggs. So you put 2 eggs in a cup of 1/2 and 1/2. And some salt. A pinch of salt goes in for flavor. And then something I like, and always is a reminder of being in Emilia-Romagna, the region that we've been talking about this season, a grinding of nutmeg. So a little bit of nutmeg goes in, and then some parsley. There's some flat leaf Italian parsley. So get out a baking sheet and put the tart shells on. And now the fillings can vary. And because we are in the region of Emilia-Romagna, why don't we have some prosciutto? Remember, the prosciutto di Parma. So you can put in some diced up prosciutto. And this is, remember, cured ham, cured with thyme, just T-I-M-E, and salt. So there is some prosciutto. And of course, that other wonderful product of Emilia-Romagna, Parmigiano Reggiano. Sprinkle a little bit of that into your shell. So that's one idea. Or how about doing tomato? So here is some tomato. You could use plum tomatoes. You could use cherry tomatoes. Whatever is your fancy. So there's plum tomato. And how about we put in some mozzarella balls? These are those tiny little bocconcini. And you just spread those around. So you see there are options here as to what kind of fillings you can use. I also like broccoli and cheese. How about spinach and cheese? So that looks to be enough. And then you take your filling and carefully pour it, you see, right into the shell. It's going to take, about 1/4 cup, maybe a little bit less. And then that's ready to go into a 425-degree oven. I'll put a couple little tomatoes right over the top as well, just for a little color. And that's all there is to that. So that is savory, because it's something that you would have for a luncheon.